take a look at this. What's the difference between why and how come? Why and how come? What's the difference? Do you know? Well, in this lesson, I'm going to teach you. Hey, if you like getting English tips like this, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel right down there. Okay, so basically, they are the same. They mean the same thing, but there are just a few small differences between them. Okay, take a look at this example. This guy's girlfriend says, "I'm not feeling that great." I'm not feeling that great. That means I feel a little bit sick. I'm not feeling that great. I have a bit of a headache. Okay, what should he say? Should he say why or how come? Well, both are okay. You could say why or you could say how come. But I think in this situation, it's a bit better to say how come. It's a bit better to say how come. Okay, how come is a bit softer. It's a bit softer and it's a bit more informal. I think that's why it's a bit better. In casual situations, we use how come very often in English. You know, if your friend says something and you want to know why, you know, you could say, how come? How come? You know, maybe your friend says, I don't like that restaurant. I don't like that restaurant. Oh, how come? You could say, last time I was at that restaurant, I got terrible service. I received terrible service, or the food was terrible. Okay, so we ask how come when we want some more information. Okay, take a look at this, right? That girl says, my mom is seeing a doctor today. My mom is seeing a doctor today. Okay, her boyfriend says, how come? How come? Right? If he says why in this situation, that's okay too. But, you know, why is a little bit too direct in many situations. Okay, that's the problem with this word why. It's a bit too direct in many situations. Okay, you know, there are some things that are sort of sensitive. Sensitive means, you know, you don't want to be too direct. You know, you want to sort of be sensitive with sensitive situations, right? So, you know, health, a person's health is a sensitive situation. You know, if you just ask why, I mean, that's very invasive sometimes, right? Especially if you don't know the person very well and you ask why, you know, it might be sensitive, right? They might be going to the doctor for some sort of a procedure or an operation that it's private. They don't really want to talk about it, right? So you have to be sensitive with these things, you know, maybe like finances, right? A person's money. If a person, you know, loses some money or they're going through, you know, a hard time financially and you just ask why, that's pretty direct, right? So it might be better to ask how come? How come? Okay, now another difference between why and how come is that with the word why, we can make a full sentence out of it. Okay, look at this. Why did you go there? Why did you go there? But we can't do that with how come. We can't say, how come did you go there? How come did you go there? Okay, that's wrong. We can't do that. Now, we can make how come into a sentence if you want. It would look like this, okay? Why did he go to Bangladesh? Why did he go to Bangladesh? How come he went to Bangladesh? Okay, this is possible. You can say this. You know, you will hear this in English. Native English speakers sometimes talk like this, but you know, I don't think this sentence is very good. It doesn't sound very proper. Okay, this one is much better. Why did he go to Bangladesh? How come he went to Bangladesh, right? I mean, it's okay, you could say this, but like I said, it's not the best. It just sounds a little bit awkward. But if you did want to make a sentence with how come, it has to be in this form, right? How come he went? Why did he go? Okay, so there's a difference. So if you want to use this one, you have to use this construction, not that construction, right? Now, I would say most of the time we use how come in, negative statements or situations, right? We use this to respond to negative statements or situations. Like I said, if someone says, I don't like that restaurant, or, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Oh, how come? How come? Okay. Now you could use this for positive statements as well. You could say that, like if you said, I love Germany. I love Germany. I could ask, how come? How come? So it's possible with positive statements, but I think most of the time we use this with negative statements or situations, right? Like if you're going to the hospital, or you're going to see a doctor, I could ask, oh, how come? How come? Right? That's sort of a negative situation. I'd like some more information about this situation, right? So I would say most of the time it's this, but it could also be used for positive situations too. Hey, let's do some homework. I hate cold weather. I hate cold weather. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. Do you know why? If you wanted to know why, what would you ask me? Let me know what you would ask me down there in the comments, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.